Welcome back, and this is still Cosmopolitan Market on the Nigeria Customs Broadcasting Network. And I have my guest with me on the program. He is the chairman of Hydraform Engineering Company. He is Abdulhakeem Huthman. And like I said at the start of the program, today we are focusing on Nigeria's housing sector. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, Amaka.
Good to have you join us. And let us start by you giving us an overview. I mean, you are a major stakeholder in the Nigerian housing sector. How would you say that sector is faring now, considering the fact that, for instance, the World Bank says that we're currently having a housing deficit of about 20 million units. How is that sector faring from your own point of view?
Well, the sector is not faring too well. Raising capital has been a challenge in the industry. Getting titled land for development is still a challenge. The mortgage sector is still at its infancy. So there's still a lot to be done for the housing sector.
And you have operated in that sector for how long now?
Close to 25 years.
That's a pretty long time. Yeah. And has it always been this way, or is this a challenge you have started to face in more recent years, or has it always been the way you painted it?
It has been there for a very long time. Only of recent the government has been paying attention to the sector with the establishment of Family Home Fund, NMRC, Nigeria Mortgage Refinance Company, and the recent 200 billion intervention facility from the Central Bank of Nigeria to support what they call the economic support plan, recovery plan for the economy. They are putting 200 billion for developing 300,000 housing units. So this is about the major efforts government has made in the recent past for the sector.
Okay, from your own point of view, what then can we say is the real cause of the slow growth in that sector? Is it completely the fault of the government, or does the private sector have a role in all of this?
Well, I would say it's a policy-driven thing. Government has a major role to play. If you look at our cities, without any fear of overstatement, 90% of those houses were built by individuals on incremental basis. So it has always been the private individuals building houses. We have not structured the housing sector the way it is done in other climes.
Okay. When you have issues or challenges, in some cases it can also pose as an area for growth and investment. Would you say the Nigerian private sector now is taking full advantage of the opportunities that are inherent in the housing industry in Nigeria? Are we, as private individuals now, taking full advantage of the positives now that are inherent in that sector?
Well, you see, we have an association we called REDAN, Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria. Our members are ready and willing to take advantage of these opportunities. I hope the agencies of government will give us that opportunity to participate.
Okay. As someone who is, like I called you earlier, a key player in the industry, I'd like for you to list out 5 major challenges that you can say you are facing when it comes to housing development in Nigeria.
Look, we've talked it. The main problem is actually getting titled land. Number one. raising required finance, number 2, and getting mortgage for will-be buyers of those houses are still a major challenge. Equally, the ever-rising cost of building materials and our over-dependence on foreign imports for building components. So the major areas of concern.
I know you have spoken on funding and mortgage.
Yes.
Let's talk about mortgage literacy now as a country. How many Nigerians are very much aware? Do you think enough attention is being given to mortgage and mortgage literacy in Nigeria? And if not, what better ways can Nigerians be fully educated on all of this? Because sometimes it seems as though these opportunities are there, but Nigerians are not very much aware. Do you think enough attention has been given to teaching and educating Nigerians on mortgage?
Well, I know that Federal Mortgage Bank, NMRC, that is Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company, are doing a lot in the area of publicity. But the industry is still at its infancy. If they talk of mortgage, how many mortgages have been created in Nigeria, you'll be surprised that it's less than 50,000 in a country of almost 2 million people.
Over 200 million.
Over 200 million people, and you can hardly talk about 50,000 mortgages being created. And there's only one institution in Nigeria that can give you mortgage at a single digit. So that's already a problem. The rest, there's no way in the world anybody will take mortgage at above single digit. But in Nigeria, they are offering you mortgage at 70-20%. I don't know how you can finance that. So that's the major issue.
And that brings us to discussions around affordable housing, because like what you mentioned earlier, the federal government has indeed in recent times put in monies into the housing sector. I mean, we have the Family Homes Fund, which is ongoing at the moment. Are these houses, how much is being done in the area of affordable housing for people who earn as little as the minimum wage?
It's tough that if there's anything that can be done at the moment. But give it to Family Homes Fund. They are trying to create houses, at least get houses to the low-income earners. That's about 2 to 3 million naira per unit, which is still a very tough thing to do in the market. Even I don't see how, without subsidizing even at that price.
How affordable are those houses?
It can be that for somebody earning minimum wage, it's not affordable. That's the truth. It's not affordable. Even at 2-3 million, it's not affordable. You must earn something in the region of 200-300 thousand a month to be able to afford even a 3 million house.
Let's bring the discussion to you. You have said you have been in the industry for quite a long time. How has it been for you, considering the fact that we're talking affordable housing? How affordable, from your own end, would you say owning a house in Nigeria is?
Well, you know, we have a technology we call Hydraform, which is primarily designed to make houses affordable. And we have, in the last 25 years or so, we have tried to be the leader in that area, delivering houses at costs that other developers cannot meet. So that is our own part in trying to make houses affordable. But given the prevailing economic situation, it's getting more and more difficult to really deliver houses at affordable cost. Today, the cost of steel reinforcement, a ton, is more than the annual minimum wage. tell me how we are going to deliver affordable houses for those who are earning minimum wage. If just a ton of steel reinforcement in the market today is more than annual salary of a minimum wage earner.
What distinguishes a Hydraform from other forms of building? Is there anything in particular? Is it, for instance, during my research, I realized that there are now new ways of building houses beyond using bricks and blocks.
Yeah.
I learned people now even use truss to build houses.
Yeah.
So is there anything unique with Hydraform? Or I'd like to hear from you.
Okay. Well, it's Hydraform uniqueness comes from the fact that our blocks are interlocking and you don't lay them in mortar. So we have eliminated 70% of mortar joints and eliminated steel reinforcement to the barest minimum and concrete to the barest minimum. So definitely on those, the features of our technology lend itself to affordability and a quick delivery approach to house construction.
And let's speak on comfort, because talking about the weather conditions in Nigeria, we say we have a very humid weather here in Nigeria. How did you take into cognizance the weather condition we have in Nigeria in your form of construction at Hydraform?
Chiamaka, did you live with your grandmother? Well, maybe you may not have experienced it. My grandmother's refrigerator was a small mud pot that water will be kept in it and it will be cool for drinking. The same thing, that's how you can reflect with Hydraform, because we are mainly building with soil. 92% of our block is soil. Only 8% is cement. So it has a very high thermal capacity when you compare it to other building products like burnt clay, like concrete blocks. It's 3 times better in terms of thermal capacity than this other building. So when you build with a Hydraform block, your house will be cooler when it's hot outside, and when it's cold outside, it's cooler. When it's cold outside, it's warmer inside. So that's one of the key benefits, because that's the way we traditionally build in Africa anyway, and we have just modernized it.
Okay, let's backtrack a bit to the COVID-19 effect on businesses. I might be correct if I say that almost every business in the world was affected with the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic. How was the housing sector in Nigeria affected? How was your business affected during that period, which we still are in anyways? But you're talking about how much affordable housing is a focus at Hydraform. But I would like to hear from you, even with the houses being as affordable as you say they are, how has patronage been in recent times?
For our business was a very difficult period. We lost almost 80% of our turnover. It was really very difficult period. But it taught us a lot of lessons that because people started to say, why don't we retrench? Why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you do that? We look back and say, look, if there could be opportunity in this area. Yes, it's a pandemic, but it points to so many weaknesses in our system. Be it housing, be it health, be it transport. Tell me, people living in the slums, how could they social distance? The kind of transportation system we run, how can we social distance? And our health facilities it points that there's so many opportunities in the system that private sector people can benefit. We found that people are, even in Abuja here, the number of houses people are, the type of houses people are looking for during the pandemic change. People are ready to take even just a one-bedroom apartment, just to be alone, to have a place they can call their own and not sharing facility with anybody. So we saw that there's a need to redesign what we are doing, to do more in the area of one-bedroom apartments, as you would say, as you call it.
And what has the patronage been? And of course, we can see that the Nigerian economy is also in a space where it is recovering. How has the housing sector recovered as well in recent months? And has the patronage improved in any manner?
No, the people are still sitting on the fence. Nobody's making serious purchases now. But I believe because the pressure on housing, the housing need is going to be, there's going to be a rebound very soon. People have seen that your health depends largely on where you live. With this pandemic, everybody's careful now. You don't want to share facilities with anybody. You want to be on your own. So I think people will definitely be looking at buying houses as the economy improves.
Okay, let's speak a bit on, I know you did mention about the urban, you talked a bit on the urban, rural-urban migration. Can you say enough is being done with providing affordable housing now, not by the private sector, but from government? I know, like I said earlier, we are seeing some numbers of intervention come from government. But you said those houses are not as affordable as they make it seem. So what then should be done going forward, especially with the provision of affordable housing in Nigeria?
The fact remains, Chiamaka, that not every Nigerian will own a house. So we need to look at other areas by which we can house our people. There's nowhere in the world that every citizen has a house. A lot of people are renters. So we have to find a way to make rental housing. We must look at it as also a way to make sure we can adequately house our people. Those that are not in a position at the moment to buy a house, we should make a provision for them to be able to live in a good quality rental properties. I think government should also, I know that Family Homes Fund is looking into that direction and is trying to co-opt Association of Housing Corporation of Nigeria to be part of that.
Okay, let's speak a bit on the award you received recently. I believe the award was given to Hydraform in particular, but I'd like to hear what the award was about and what gave rise to you winning that award.
Well, the award was given by Shelter Afrique, that's the premier financing institution, housing financing institution in Africa. For our work over the years in the area of affordable housing, they are particularly impressed with what can be achieved. Because we have been able to demonstrate over 3 decades of building affordable houses, having a proprietary technology that has brought down the cost of housing considerably, and because if your idea is viable, you can take it to all the continents of the world, and that's what Hydraform has done. We are in over 70 countries as we speak, and doing this every day and seeing that putting people in affordable structures, affordable houses, affordable markets, affordable hospitals, even affordable fire stations.
Huge congratulations on that, sir. And I'd like to hear from you. What level of fulfillment do you get? Like you said, putting people in affordable houses, affordable structures. What level of fulfillment do you get when you match people with houses that they consider comfortable and affordable? How does that make you feel?
Chiamaka, that's a very good question. There's something about housing that a lot of people don't really pay attention to. Housing gives you a sense of belonging, that you are a citizen, that you have a stake. So the moment somebody has a house, the person naturally start believing in the country, start believing in what can be achieved. I think that's the feeling I have when I say, yes, we have put these people in houses that they are now seeing themselves as part of the country, part of the economy, part of all the good things that can happen, because everything happens in the house, the family, whatever experience you have, share in life, it all comes from that house you have lived in. Because everything you carry along all your life is that how you only remember where you have started from, and the moment you have a family in a decent accommodation, they can now think straight, they can plan for their future. So that's how I feel that you have done something tangible. Mind you, that's, for most of us, that's going to be the biggest purchase in our life. A house is going to be your biggest purchase. At least for the generality of the people. So it's very, very key that they start with something decent and affordable.
So it gives you a certain level of satisfaction
that we are creating we are allowing people to believe in the country. Chiamaka, if you have a house and somebody wakes up and says, let us go and destroy that man's house, definitely you will not go, because the thought process will be, if I destroy his house, they're coming to destroy mine. So, but if you don't have a house and somebody says, let us go and destroy his house, I have nothing to lose. So that's part of the problem. If we give people a sense of belonging, having a house is actually the starting point.
Okay, where do you see Nigeria's housing sector in, say, the next 20 years?
Well, the next 20 years, there will be more technology coming in. 3D printed houses will be coming in, so we have to get ready for that. We have to get ready for high rises. We cannot continue the way we are building, and we want to house our people. We have to go up. If you go to any city in China today, most of the residential houses are minimum 30 floors.
Minimum
30 floors. So that's the way the world is going. We have to prepare for it. And you cannot do that if you don't have constant electricity. You don't have a high industry, building component industries established locally. You can have that, but primarily, if you want to high rise, there must be electricity.
Just before we go, sir, what final words would you like to put out there for our viewers?
Well, I want to commend the government for the intervention they have done in housing for the first time in the history of this country, by putting a 200 billion naira fund in place for 300,000 housing units. That's a major development in the sector, and we want to commend them. But there's still a lot to be done. They need to face the mortgage industry squarely. where there's only one institution that can grant mortgage at single digit. A lot has to be done in that area. And the ones that is doing that needs to be capitalized. We're talking of 500 billion, but I'm talking of about 2-3 trillion capitalization for the mortgage industry. And we have to start really looking at that industry as the one that will revamp the economy. Chiamaka, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again for joining us on the program.
Yeah.
I have been speaking with Abdulhakeem Huthman, who is the chairman at Hydraform Group of companies, and he has spoken extensively on Nigeria's housing sector, and as a key player in the sector, he has spoken as to how Nigerian housing sector has fared in the past years and his projections in the coming years regarding the Nigerian housing sector. Thank you again, and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
And this is the point where we wrap up today's edition of the program Cosmopolitan Markets, which is coming to you on the Nigeria Customs Broadcasting Network. And we'll be back again with you tomorrow by 11 a.m. as usual to bring you updated on happenings in the world of business, the economy, and of course finance. I am Chiamaka Enendu. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.